Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Local podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy, Lisa, and
Rene.
as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi
guys!
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to our channel.
Hey.
For those of you that are not watching, what's wrong with you? But
Yeah.
we have a guest today. We have Prisca Dorcas Mojica Rodríguez. Welcome, Prisca.
Yes, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for
having
being
me.
Oh my
Thank
God, you
you.
don't know how long it took me to have the courage to actually email you, because we talked about this in October when we went to your meet and greet at UNLV.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I think now,
Yeah.
now I think I'm okay. Because I was so nervous. But thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. I mean, you broke the ice in person by doing it too, because then I
Yeah.
knew who you were and I was like, okay, then I just bypassed it. Usually you do. You're like, who are these people? Is this like, are they antagonizing, or is it a warm room or a cold room kind of thing?
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I already had an idea.
I'm so glad. So we usually start off with a quote. And today our quote is from you, from one of your books. Those in power maintain their status by gatekeeping. The halls of power have always been intended for some and locked away for many. Prisca Dorcas Mojica Rodríguez. There's so many gems in your books. I forgot to mention that. Prisca is the author of Tías and Primas and For Brown Girls with Sharp Edges and Tender Hearts,
Yes.
which we love.
Yeah. I think all three of us read Tías and Primas,
Yeah.
and then Candy and I read For Brown Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the audiobook too, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
like to
have-
listen to audiobooks because I like to hear it from the author.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Ah.
it's just different.
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. It makes
Yeah. And I think, I think that it's the better way to listen to Brown Girls for sure.
Yeah. I know it's
Yeah.
different because
Yeah.
it's like the emotion
Highly
in it too. Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give some intro about Prisca. She is the founder of Latina Rebels. She was born in Managua, Nicaragua, and like I said, she's the author of Tías and Primas and For Brown Girls with Sharp Edges and Tender Heart. And she's my favorite author.
Which you got to meet, which is like very rare for people to do
Yeah,
that.
I
That's
know. The first
amazing.
time I saw you was at the Las Vegas Book Festival.
Ah.
And then you went to another reading at a restaurant. I think it was like Tacotarian, I think it was. And I went to that one too. And I was like, this is so cool. And then with
That's
UNLV, I was like, oh, we can all go. So that worked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, let's all go. Yeah.
It's so cool. That's really cool.
You look like us. We look like you. Like it's so cool,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
We're not used
Yeah.
to it. So we're like,
Mhm.
you know, we want more.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's funny. Yeah, I get that. People talk about the AI scare. Like people will approach me like, as a writer, are you scared you're not going to have a job? And I'm like, no, because AI doesn't look like me.
Yeah.
Like it can tell my stories. Yeah, probably. But like the fact that I look like how I look is a
Yeah.
big part of
Yeah.
it.
Mhm. I know. I
Yeah.
love in your books that you say
Yeah.
you don't write for white people because they already have basically that's all they get, right? And so it's like, no, you write for
Yeah.
people like us. And it's so cool to be able to
Yeah.
relate to so much.
And it's appreciated.
Mhm.
Like we can read those words and it means something, you know? Like
Mhm.
we can relate and we can be like, oh my gosh, you know? Like
Mhm.
I'm not crazy or I'm not, you know? It's not just me, you know? It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think about like like a lot of people who aren't Latinas, because it's mainly Latinas who read me. There are women of color in general who read me, but like how I can be kind of invisible, and I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
well, you don't get
Yeah.
it. And that's like it's like a hidden power. Like I'm like, oh, you'll never get it. I'm not on your radar, but that's a good thing. This is all the way it's supposed to be.
Because I mean, even in like in the
Yeah.
grocery store, you pass by a Latina and we just like give each other the eye, like what's up, girl? Like, and it's internal. We're not saying it out loud, but it's just like that connection that we have. You know, it's
Really?
it's real special.
I never.
Yeah.
We just like look, like,
that's
hey,
cool.
like just I don't
Especially
know.
out here in Henderson.
Yeah.
I can imagine what it's like out there in Nashville.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I definitely do the nod at like,
just a
or like a
smile,
smile, you know, like a disarming, like
Yeah,
I see you.
Disarming. I like that. Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to get into challenges?
Let's do it.
We share a challenge that we faced during the week. And you can share one or you can't. I mean, or you don't have to if you don't want to, but who wants to go first?
I guess I go first. I haven't gone first in a while. Personally, I haven't been really like facing like of course there's like the daily challenge of life and all, but like more it's been more like on a social level recently with like what everything's going on. I'm just getting so angry about it and it's tough. Like, what do we do about it?
Yeah.
And I just find myself like so not lost, but like just like I want to do something and I don't know what to do. Like, where do I put this energy? And it's just been that mostly. Like, what do I do with it? And I don't know what to do with it. So that's my challenge right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep it pushing. It's hard.
Yeah.
Write a book. Put your energy into that. Do you want to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, because I'm still thinking.
Okay. So, just like the last couple of weeks, I mentioned that I've been getting closer to Jesus and, you know, more into building that relationship. And like something has been put in my heart to like talk about it and not be afraid to talk about it. Cause I'm such a, like, you guys know me, like I don't like talking in front of people. Like I know we have the podcast, but I can't see everybody, you know? I only see us. So, you know, lately, you know, I just been like, what do I have to lose? Like, if they want to hear me, great. If they don't, no problem. Like, no, like it doesn't, it's okay. You know, like everybody has their feelings and rights and everything. So, I've been just talking and it just comes out and it doesn't come out just to anybody. It just comes out to people that like, it's almost like if they needed to hear it and it's just like, okay, see ya, you know, and it's real cool. Like just, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what it is, you know, because I'm like trying to find something, some kind of connection or something, you know, and it's like, maybe that's all it is, a smile or, you know, I don't know. Just trying to put positivity out there more because it is tough right now. It's so like, even if when you're on your phone, like you look and you're just like, oh my God, again, you know, and it's like, but it's like, it's clickbait, you know, because you want to see what it is, you know, you're like, that son of a bitch, what did he do now, you know? And it's, and you have to step away. You have to step away. But I think overall, every life's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My challenge this week is I forgot about school until yesterday.
Oh,
When
good thing.
When Rene was like talking about the books and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, tomorrow school starts. Oops. But I'm excited. It's just mentally preparing for like going to work and then coming home and doing homework and like doing assignments and stuff like that. Because the last semester that I took, because I took a year off, I've like didn't even turn in an assignment because I was just like checked out. I still passed because I knew that I could miss it and, you know, but I was like, I don't want to do that. So just mentally preparing for that because it's going to be a lot, but I'm excited. So, yeah.
And you changed majors, right? So
yeah. I did. To human services. I was in accounting before and I was doing it just because I work in accounting, but it's not what I want to do. Like I want to be involved with the community and doing stuff like that because I just feel, especially with this podcast, it just made me want to do more. So yeah.
So I've taken all the classes almost already, so she can have all my books.
Yeah,
there you go.
And they're free.
Yeah.
For me too.
That's a hookup.
Yeah.
So what about you, Prisca? Do you have a challenge you want to share?
I think the most front of mind is like, well, y'all know all the DEI stuff has like started to disappear. And it impacts, like I've seen my own friends like lose jobs at the moment. And my career started when people started to sort of care about DEI. And it came as a surprise. And then it was like suddenly I didn't have to get a 9 to 5 because I was being called to go to universities, and it was a full-time job, which led to me getting book deals and stuff. But that has like, it's dying drastically. And so I'm in the, what do I do next? And I've always thought about continuing to get a PhD, but I just kept thinking like, it'd be dumb to, close myself in the ivory tower and just read. Like, it'd be dumb when there's like a demand and people are calling and people are still able to pay for me to go places. But now that it feels like the well is drying, I'm having those questions of like, okay, I think these are my 3 top schools, and what does that look like? Where do I want to move? And can I go back to school? Oh my God.
Worst.
I'm a forever college student.
Yeah. I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah. And I love school, but it isn't always just school, right? Like all the programs I'm applying to are PWIs. So it is like, oh, am I ready for that? Like psychological warfare and stepping back into that world. And we'll see. But that's sort of what I'm wrestling with, for sure.
Stands for predominantly white institutions, just so you guys know.
Oh.
It's in the book. That's why.
Primary white.
I know there are some words that I'm like, I'm gonna look this up because I don't know the meaning of it. But now I do.
But no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Predominantly white institutions.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are
I
a
can
monster,
imagine.
for sure.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So how did you get into writing?
It was like an accident. For sure. It was Instagram captions. It was 2013 and 14. I really started writing Instagram captions about like the state of the world, like this is when DACA was a conversation. There was like a bus of undocumented youth that went to the White House that drove through the country. There was stuff happening. And so like I was becoming socially aware and had the language for it for the first time. So I just started writing Instagram captions. And when I graduated in 2015 with my master's, you have more time when you're not a student. So it went from like maybe 1 caption a week to like every day, multiple posts and multiple captions. And I graduated in May. In August, I got an email from the Huffington Post. It was a DM. It wasn't even an email. It was Tanisha Ramirez, who led the Latino Voices section. And she was like, "You're such a wonderful writer. I would love for you to write for the Huffington Post." And I was like, that is a liar. You're a liar.
Scam likely.
Scammer. Yeah. Especially like, I don't know what y'all's relationship with academia is, but school isn't like easy for me, especially when you're first gen. And I went to Vanderbilt for my master's, and the level of student was really different than my undergrad. And I started to realize I was really far behind. Like we would get books assigned and people had already read them in undergrad or things like that. Like they were just familiar with these theorists. And I was like, I don't even know how to pronounce these people's names. So like playing the catch up game, reading theory was really hard. I remember reading and walking out loud, like reading out loud and walking around my apartment because I didn't understand the books and I had to and I loved reading, but it just, it's a different kind of book. You're not reading fiction. It's not fun. They say things in a chapter that could have been said in a sentence, like they really draw out stuff. So I struggled a lot getting my master's. And, then I graduated and I had so much brain space. And so I got to focus on this thing. But then somebody being like, oh, you're a wonderful writer. I was like, according to who? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I struggled to get my master's. I'm not a wonderful anything. I was just like lucky to get out with a master's. So that like really messed with myself. And I remember she would be like, I signed up and started writing in September of that year too. And she would her edits were always like, oh, this is so great. And it was just so nice. And I was like, she's like, you're wonderful and you should call yourself a writer. I was like, no, chill. Like, I'm not a writer.
You're like, I typed this, but I'm not,
I'm writing. Yeah. But I'm not a writer. But it was her encouraging me really and her pushing me. My first viral piece was November of that year.
And you graduated in May of that year. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And when it went viral, it's the Brown Girl piece on the Brown Girl book. It's that beginning letter that you open that went viral, and colleges and universities just started calling and they're like, come do a talk for an hour at our school. And I was like, about what? Like, what could I possibly have to say? And they're like, so much. Your writings are so profound. I was like, what are you talking about? Like I was writing out of like a deep sense of grief, a deep sense of sadness. Like this stuff wasn't stuff that like, I'm just going to say it because like is cool and I want to go viral.
Came from the heart.
No, I was like writing. Yeah, I was writing for me. I was crying through it. I remember I was flying somewhere in a middle seat, sobbing while writing one of my pieces. And like there were two men next to me and they both like checked in on me. They're like, are you okay? But like, I wasn't writing because it felt good. I was writing because I was hurting and I was trying to figure out what the fuck had just happened up until this point. And so, yeah, that started my writing career. It was just people being like, write for us now. I would like for you to write for us. And that kept happening.
See, something so like simple of writing your own captions turned into a whole career,
That's amazing.
Just needed one person to believe in you and look at you now.
But it's been like that the whole way. I describe it like a roller coaster. Like I think I got pushed onto a roller coaster and the ride didn't stop for a while. And I was just holding on for dear life. Because even the books, I remember when I got the first, I remember it was 2017, a literary agent messaged me on Twitter and was like, you're a wonderful writer. I would love to help you write a book. And I was like, okay, what is an agent, first of all? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean write a book? If you're familiar with my writings before my books, I write like 800 word, essays, like 1,000 maybe. I'd never written anything longer than that. And so other than in grad school, right, my thesis, but that's a different kind of writing. I don't want to write that. I had to write that. So he taught me how to, because for nonfiction books, you sell proposals. So you sell it's like a business plan. You sell the idea of the book. So he taught me to write a book proposal. 2017, we started. 2019, I finished it. And he sent it out to publishers and it got a lot of traction. And my book went to auction, which is, again, these are all like weird things you don't know about.
So cool. It's interesting.
But it's like a really big deal in publishing. You're lucky if you get a book deal. One interested party to get multiple publishers interested creates like a bidding war. And so my book, the first book, went up for a bidding war, and I ended up accepting. And I remember publishing so weird too. Like I'm first gen. Like nobody warned me. Nobody sat me down and was like, this is your time frame. It was just like, I agreed to the editor that I wanted in November. They called me and were like, we're all cheering with champagne. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then you hang up the phone and you're just sitting at home like, what just happened? The money doesn't hit your account. Like you don't see, I didn't see money till March. I didn't see a contract till December of that year. So I was just sitting like, yeah, what I get. And so I cried because I was like, they're going to discover that I don't know what I'm doing and that I don't know how to write a book. And I just cried and cried. And then COVID came and I just cried and cried and cried. And then my editor was like around end of April, she's like, so where's the first chapter? And I was like, like,
you're serious?
For real? Yeah. And so then I started writing the book.
How cool.
But I think it's the whole journey has been this moments of like, no, that's not happening.
That's so cool. Can I ask what your proposal was for Brown Girls?
So the structure of it, or what I propose as a book. Basically what you saw there, although my editor would said at the end when I turned in the final manuscript, she's like, I did not think that this is what you were going to turn in, but you did say that this is what you were going to turn in.
Girl, well, I didn't know.
Yeah. I had like summary of each chapter. I had 20 chapters initially. So they condensed, they were like, this topic is similar to this topic. So they condensed. That was one of the big suggestions from the editor. But yeah, it was basically this book. I had a lot of this writing samples. So like Brown Girl was already in there. Mommy Tells Me to Get Out of the Sun piece was in there. There were certain pieces that were like, here's a taste of how I write and what I'm thinking. But yeah, it was basically the book that's there.
Cool. And it's the best book too. If you guys haven't read it, read it.
Yeah.
I always am like, this is my favorite book. When it came out, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for book number 2. And you have a novel coming up, which I'm excited. I know it's YA would be like young adult, right? But could you give like a sneak peek about what that's about?
Yeah. The way that I've learned that I'm a writer is that I'm an intuitive writer. Sometimes I get slapped in the face with like what I'm supposed to be writing. And then I figure out what it looks like and what it can look like. But I woke up one day and one of the chapters just came out of me. I just sat in front of the laptop and I just felt like I had this story and I just started typing it. And so I think it's chapter 4 of the book, but so it's about a 13-year-old immigrant girl living in Miami. It's very autobiographical, but the starting chapter that set it off is the Holy Spirit shows up at her church. And the tradition that I grew up in and the tradition that I'm painting for her is it's a charismatic church. People speak in tongues. People fall down. Like the Holy Spirit is kind of like this big thing that happens. And the Holy Spirit can only manifest in you if you're pure. That was like the narrative in my tradition. And so she's standing there, she's seeing the Holy Spirit touching people. But before this time, it wasn't expected that she was going to be touched by the Spirit because she was a kid. But now she's 13 and her dad has decided that it's time for her to speak in tongues. And so he approaches her as everybody's being prayed on, and he like raises her hands and he's like speaking in tongues. And she starts talking to God, and she starts apologizing about like liking boys and keeping secrets from her parents and all this stuff to like purify her soul, she thinks. And she doesn't get touched by the spirit, but she realizes quickly that her dad's not going to accept that. He's going to wonder why. Like, what is she doing that he doesn't know about? So she fakes speaking in tongues. And she just starts following somebody nearby, what they're saying. So that was the chapter that I like wrote out, and I drew, and I was like, I know who this person is. She's the eldest daughter. She has a double life. She lives in like this very immigrant household with very particular religious experiences, but she's also like trying to assimilate. She is like, that is the pressure. Even if you're aware of it now as an adult, at that age, you just want to fit in. You don't want to be weird. Because that's the thing. If you're different, you're weird. So she's like wrestling with that. Her name's Enriqueta, but in school, everybody calls her Ricky because God forbid they have to say Enriqueta. So that kind of stuff's happening. And her mom gets mad if people call her Ricky in front of her. And it's a whole thing.
How exciting. I can't wait
yeah.
to see that come out.
I'm really excited. I'm obsessed with that book, but we'll see.
How different is writing fiction compared to what you've written before? Like your experience, I would say.
I think fiction is, I can't say one is harder than the other. Nonfiction, I read over 100 books per nonfiction book. Like I read it's a lot of research. Fiction is all you, which is a different kind of hard, you know, like you have to draw out, at least from the book that I'm writing, it's really autobiographical. So I'm drawing out stuff and just organizing your thoughts. You can't leave like you can't create a storyline and never end it. So it's like that. Like you just have to like clean everything up. In oral storytelling and nonfiction, you don't have to explain everything. It just kind of has to make a point, but it doesn't have to be this beautiful bow that you tie at the end. You do sort of have to wrap up a lot of stuff that I think feels harder when I'm so intuitive when I'm writing, that I'm like, I get like stuck, ugh, what do you mean? Another climax. I don't care. Like, it looks good.
You use the word storytelling, which is what the topic of today is. When we met you in October, you had mentioned that we were storytellers. I don't know if you guys remember that, because what we're doing, and like that hit me like, what we are, like we really are, because our like our tagline is that we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about. And so we've talked about so many things, and you can see the progress from where we started, not just in the set, but like in us, how much we've like healed and like do therapy and like just like reading and stuff like that. Just how we are able to share this and how we've affected, like, I know certain people that have messaged me and been like, I love listening to the podcast. Like, you guys are, you helped me with this. And so I had never thought that's what we were doing until you said that. So thank you for that, because storytelling, it is, right? It's not just writing. It's also like the podcast, audio, digital, stuff like that. It's important.
Yeah. It's my favorite mode of media, because I feel like when I hear other storytellers, because I listen to a million podcasts, I'm figuring out how to tell a better story. So yeah, I think podcasts are like, I'm going to turn people off when I say this, but I don't like music. I want to hear the cheese man. I want to hear the story. Like that feels so much more engaging to me. I mean, I like music if it's blues, because I feel like they tell stories in blues. But yeah, I'm addicted to storytelling, and everywhere I can find it, even like social media influencers, if they could tell a good story, I'm like, let's go. Wow, look at you. Look at you telling a story, trying to sell this top.
It's cool, because then it's like, you almost feel like nobody wants to hear my story, but you don't realize how many people relate until you actually do it, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question. You said earlier that you were writing for you. When you write like your books, do you write for you also, or is it more for like the us, like you mentioned? Is there like a difference?
Yeah. But I can't get caught up too much when I think about the us, for sure. Like, because then it starts to put a chokehold, I feel like, on what you're trying to say. So what I try to think about is I'm writing for the version of me that I didn't have
my
access to
gosh.
this stuff.
That's
Wow.
So I feel like that's a very specific person, because I'm a very specific person. Like, I'm Latina. I grew up going to church. I'm an immigrant. So like, when I can narrow that down, I know how to tell a story to me. So yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because I when she said that, Lisa saw me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, whoa, that's deep. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out how to tell my story, right?
Yeah.
Like Candy gave me a book on how to start, and I'm always like, what perspective do I use? Do I? And then when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
right for me.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That was eye-opening.
Because the more you think about other people, at least for me, the more so if you read Brown Girls, Toxic Masculinity, that chapter, I had written it, and then my mom called me, and she knew I had gotten a book deal, and so she's like, I just want you to know that I don't think you should write about your brother. And the minute I suddenly was like thinking about, I was writing this and my mom was going to read it and she doesn't want me to talk about my brother. It froze me out of the story. And I wrote that chapter 3 times, and I would select all, delete every time, because I kept thinking about a reader in that way. And then that took me out of, when you're telling a story, you just have to tell a really great story. And like, you'll find your rhythm. And if you're listening to yourself, the story will shape itself. But the minute I was in tune with her words, it took me out of it. And I tried to not get stuck on, what I shouldn't say, who I should and shouldn't. Yeah.
We always say, don't shit on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't shit on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has writing always been your outlet? Like, are you like a journal writer or no? Oh, wow.
No. But storytelling has.
Okay.
I grew up with it. But no, I've never journaled ever in my life, even till today. I don't journal. But I love my friends, and we can talk for hours. And I think that has taught me how to be a good storyteller. I also I grew up in my church is more charismatic Pentecostal, and the pastors, when they're giving sermons, they use a lot of storytelling. And when the sermon is good, in my tradition, people go up to the pulpit and put cash. And so if they call it like está ungido, like the Spirit has really touched this man, because it's always a man. And so I learned to notice, like, when they were in the pocket, when they were really telling a great story, when it was coming together, when everybody was understanding, like we go like, sigue pastor, predica, like there's a whole, like the reaction, it's like a conversation with the pastor, and like the pulpit will be overflowing with cash by the end of a good sermon. So like, I grew up with like women told stories, but men told stories, and like realizing there are good stories and there are stories that you just need to practice more. So that tapping into that has been the thing that has helped me write better.
Everybody write a book. You can. You can do it.
Yes.
Oh, before I forget, I had told my therapist, it was so weird. My therapist and I were talking books, and she was like, "Oh, have you read this book? It's by," and she literally said like your first name, and then I like finished your last name, and she's like, "Yes." I was like, "Oh my God." And then when I finally reached out to you, I was like, "Oh my God, guess what?" So shout out to my therapist. I know you're listening. Yeah, but I was like, that's cool. Awesome. Yeah. But we bonded over your books. Yeah. She's like, I recommend the book. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, how many, even to see like at the meet and greet that we went to, like how many different people were there, like different ages and stuff like that. And I know Brown Girls has a Spanish version too, which I'm like, okay, everybody buy your mom a book so they can read it.
Yeah. I remember when my therapist brought up that she saw my book in the email for therapists about books to recommend. And I was like, oh
no. That's crazy. Yeah. I know we had, it was like one of our first episodes, we had a therapist on. She was a family friend. That's how we got in touch with her. And she actually put the episode that she was on her curriculum. Oh, so like that video has like the most views, and it's like, oh my God, people are gonna watch this. And it's like, oh no, you know. Oh no. But it's like, it's for real. Yeah. It's like, are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
It's very scary to be perceived and to know that you're being watched.
You're like being vulnerable and putting this like art that you've made, and then it's like, okay, I hope they like it. That's scary.
And open for reviews too. That's mortifying because y'all are your reviews. I imagine is like you're like, wait, but I was just trying to help or you know talking. Whatever, and then you and then suddenly people are like, I don't like the way that you know, and you're like, wait.
I know a majority of our audience is like our cousins and stuff like that, so we get good feedback from them, and they're like, did you hear that? And it's like the family chisme, huh? Good. Like, did you hear this? I know my mom watches too. Hi, Mom. And she'll be like, oh, this, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, sometimes I'll send the episode in like the aunts and uncles group chat, like with her siblings, and she's like, sometimes I'll send it in there, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, that's why. That makes sense because my mom says she doesn't watch it, even though I think she does. But she'll know stuff, and I'm like, are you sure you don't watch a podcast? But maybe because she watches it, or
my mom
talk about it.
I know, right? They're all reviewing.
You hear what Renee said about grandma this time?
I know.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
How funny.
I love it.
Do you have any questions?
You already asked them.
Oh, see?
No, you asked really good questions.
Okay.
I was gonna
Mine were like the cheap version of your question.
Oh my God, stop.
I was gonna just say that I recommend like all men read Tías and Primas, like understand our women, like our, you know, better. I read it. That was amazing.
Yeah, we had one episode where we actually talked about like what tías we were and stuff. And and you know, it's funny, like even like I don't remember, it was just months ago, but like how like for me with therapy and everything, like how I've changed as a tía. Like even like, you know, it's
Did you go
crazy
from a prima to a tía?
Oh my gosh, I think so.
Oh no. Lady did not like that comment. You're leaving. She's out now. Lady has left the building.
Wait, I want to know which one you are. Which ones you were.
Streetwise or Street Smart one?
Yeah, I can see that.
But I think now I'm more of like the like consejos, like the I don't remember. Yes,
is it dignified?
More of that, because it's like, okay, I found my place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I found my place. Now I'm like molding it. Now I'm more like, okay, I know I have experience and I know I have, like I can give that advice and everything, like, because from the experience, before it was just kind of like, well, this is what I heard, or this is what I know, and this is what I read, and this, but now to actually experience stuff, because this last 6 months have been drastic. But, what about you guys?
I'm the childless tia, the tia loca, and the second mom tia. The childless tia, that one hit really hard because we were trying for a baby, and then we went on a cruise, and then I was like, I am enjoying this, like just being you, like we don't have to worry about nobody. I think I'm good if we don't have a kid. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And so I was like, I made that choice for myself. But when that book came out, it was like in the midst of that. And I was like, oh shit, like this one hit really hard because it was like just a lot of the things that you said in there, like the shame that they put on people who don't have kids. And it's like, oh, and it's true. They do. Like, it's like, when are you going to have kids and this and that? And it's like, first it's like, when are you going to get a girlfriend? And then it's like, when are you going to get married? And then when you get married, it's like, when are you going to have kids? And it's like so much pressure. And it's like, that's not for everybody. So now I'm just the rich auntie, and I'm so happy with that. It's a choice that I made for myself. So like this Mother's Day, it was the first year that I was like, I'm not a mom, like I'm a dog mom, but I'm not a mom to a human baby. But that's a choice that I made for myself. And it was like, by circumstance, but now it's something that I chose. Like I chose me, and I chose my husband, and we're just going to be the cool aunt and uncle, the tia and tío that everybody wants to come hang out with.
And they really are. They really are. Like she travels. She has a slushy machine.
Oh yeah, we have a slushy machine. Oh my god, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me so happy. It was I feel like that was a chapter, because there's so many ways you could tell that story. There are people who just like never want kids, and that's perfectly, like that's a perfectly respectable path. People are that, but that wasn't my journey. So telling it from that perspective felt important to me. And it was scary to write that, because I did feel like some women who have never wanted kids might feel like I just skipped over them, but I was like, but I can't tell stories that I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I like how in that chapter you talk about how basically we're like that's how we're raised to be like, oh, you're gonna be a mom, with baby dolls and kitchen and all of this stuff. And it's like, but you can't put that idea into their head because maybe that's not for them. And then with that comes shame. And so that one really hit for me because it was like, this is literally what I'm going through. And so I even went back and listened to it on the audiobook, which I recommend. But yeah, that one was like hit so hard. What about you, Rene?
Yeah.
Wait, are you a tia or a prima?
I'm the Nino. Nino Nay.
Nino Nay.
That's what I'm known
Nino Nay.
No kids, dogs too. So
he's a dog dad.
I'm a dog dad. Dog dad Nino.
But right now, what would you say you are, Prisca?
Oh, it's weird. It depends on the day. I think maybe I'm ascending to second mom tia. My sister had a baby.
How exciting.
And when she was pregnant, and even maybe in the first 3 months after she gave birth, I was feeling the childless tia stuff really heavy, because I think my mom and my dad have visited me a handful of times. Like, no, I can't count it more than one hand the amount of times they've visited me in Tennessee, because I'm considered like the one that's fine. I don't need them.
Put a pin in that. We'll talk about that next.
But my sister, for the first time, moved away from being near them, and then got pregnant within the year, and went through that whole thing. And they have visited her every other month. since she got pregnant. My mom, when she gave birth, was there for almost 2 months full. She just went and stayed with no return flight. And I think there was a lot of grief for me around, and not only do I need them, but I don't have like a socially acceptable reason for her to show up for me. Like, they don't show up to my book release parties because that doesn't mean anything to them. But if I had a kid,
we'll show up.
Okay. But like culturally, if I had a kid, everybody drops what they have and they'll make themselves available to you. Or a wedding, people come to your wedding, but God forbid you, I don't know, get a PhD or something. Like, people are like, oh, congratulations, here's a card, maybe. You know, there's like very particular things we celebrate in women, and it's very much marriage and babies. And so I was feeling that heavy, but since she's given birth, I've just been insane about everything I'm buying, everything I'm sending. I bought her stroller. I bought her car seat. I'm just like, I like Google the top brands. What's the safest? What are the mommy blogs saying? And it's fun. It's fun. It feels like that's my kid too. Like, I'm invested in this kid's life. I'm gonna be there if they need me. And it's very different. That my brother has 2 kids, and it's a very different relationship because of what he's allowed and not allowed. But with my sister, it's a different game, and it's been fun to ascend to that second mom role.
I know. I call my sister's kids my kids, and my best friend's kids my kids too. I'm like, these are my babies. They come over, they do whatever they want. They can have whatever they want, and they know it.
Yeah.
How exciting! Ooh, you get to spoil her, the baby. So cool.
I love it.
I do want to touch on saying that showing up does matter, and it sucks that that it's like, because it's not an important event, that they're not showing up for you. But like I said, we'll show up for you. Invite us. We'll be there.
I mean, you've done the event.
I'm like that girl over here. Yeah.
The Las Vegas Book Festival rolled out the red carpet for me, for sure. They did a lot of really special things that I was like, oh, wait, this is for me?
How exciting.
What?
Okay, when book number 3 comes out, I'm going to be like, who do I email to get her to come back?
In studio.
In studio. In La Sala over here. The pin that I put. You mentioned how, because you're the one that's fine, like they don't have to worry about you. I had mentioned that about my dad to one of my tias, because I was like, I don't have the same relationship with my dad that he does with my sisters. And like my mom, that's my roll dog, that's my bestie. Like we have that type relationship, and that's it. But I know with me and my dad, it's different. And my tia, I had talked to my tia, and she was like, it's because he knows that you're okay. Like, he doesn't have to worry about you. And so that's why she goes, and like with your sisters, they have their kids and stuff. And so there's that. And so I'm like, okay. And she's like, but she knows you're well taken care of with your husband, and he knows that you're happy. And so that's why he doesn't have to worry about you. And I'm like, but I want him to worry about me. Like, text me. And like recently he started to say, I love you when we like nos despedimos and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, that's a big deal for him, because he didn't do that before. And so I was like, okay, little by little, because I'll be like, Dad, you only text me when you need help with something. Like, can you text me like hello? And he's like, but I see you when you come. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, I'm gonna tell my mom to text me, because sometimes when they're out, my mom will text me from his phone, because like hers, and then I was like, oh, Mom's texting from Dad's phone. But
they say it like it's a compliment too. Like you don't need us. I'm like,
no, it doesn't make me feel. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't.
Yeah,
and, like you feel like left out.
No. Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I got my buffer zone going 260 miles away.
Rene.
How many, like, are you the only boy? What is like
I have a sister.
family situation?
She's
Hi, Fabi.
Hi, Fabi. She has like a medical problems going on, issues going on. So they're over there in California. I'm here in Vegas. Yeah. But I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
You miss them.
I miss them. Yeah. They call me every day.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
Oh,
I
wow.
do like the buffer zone.
Yeah.
I'm the middle child. I have two sisters, so I'm in the middle. And really,
Same.
that's why we're like this.
Yeah.
Lisa
Lisa too.
Yeah, I'm the middle child. But it's a little different. The dynamic is a little different with me because I have an older brother and a younger sister, and I think it depends on like what time it is or like what what's going on, because one of us will act more like the older brother or the older sister than the other one, and we all have our turns and stuff. But yeah, I'm a middle child too, so I have the.
I'm the baby boy, so you know how Latino moms treat us.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's funny. The other day, I went over to my mom's house, and my brother was there, and then my mom and I have been connecting a lot lately, right? And she was making herself something to eat, and then she's like, "Oh, ¿quieres?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, please." And then my brother comes by. He's just like, "Well, I want one." And she's just like, "Well, you can get it." And my mom's never said anything like that to him ever, right? And he's like, "Oh." And then he was like, it took him off guard. And then I was just like, "Ooh, guess who moved up?" And then she's like, "No, yo no tengo, favoritos, And I was like, "Actually, yeah, you do, Mom. And it's been him for this whole time, So it's my time now." And he was just so like appalled, like, how dare you say that? Like, how dare you not serve me? I'm like, it felt good.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know. There was a year that my parents, I moved out here to Vegas first, and then my parents came a year after. And so I was like an only child when they were here. And I was like, I love it. I'm an only child. And then my little sister moved out here, and I was like, dang.
That was it.
Yeah. I love my little sister. But yeah, I was like, dang, not an only child anymore. Back to being the middle child. Which we did do an episode on middle child syndrome. Like, is it real? Is it not real? And it's like, yeah, Lisa, same thing.
Yeah.
What was the conclusion? Was it real
They
or
say
is it
that
not
there
real?
are certain things, but other things said like no, like it's not an actual syndrome. But they can see that there's different behaviors in middle children compared to the others. So
yeah, because like they get.
Did you hear that? No, go on. Middle children are disappearing because people are having 1 to 2 kids. Like people are just having less kids. So yeah, it's like we're disappearing slowly but surely.
Ignored it. Now we're disappearing. Oh no!
See a trend there?
Oh my god! The truth comes out. Nobody wants any middle children. Oh my god. That's true. Yeah, because my little sister only has 1. My older sister, she has 5, and they range. They range from.
She's the party.
Hi, Melly.
Hi, Prima.
From like 20s to the youngest one is like 9. So she has like a big range. Yeah. So like the first time I became a tia, I was like 12 or 13. And I've been a tia since. And so it's like cool to see like how even I've changed as being a tia, because like when I'm 12, I'm not gonna be able to spoil my niece. Like I can do the younger ones now. Like my little sister's daughter, she's my goddaughter, and she knows she can get whatever she wants. She knows anything, right? And I'm like, well, now I got money. Like now I'm good. So now you guys can really have whatever you want. I was like, now I can really spoil you guys. And they were like, now that we're not having kids, we're definitely spoiling you guys because you guys are our babies. So yeah. But yeah. Being a tia is exciting.
Yeah. It's the best.
Because then you get to hand them right back.
Do you all have your tias nearby?
So my mom is here. Her mom is here. His mom is back and forth, mainly in California. So our moms are sisters. And so they're one of 11.
Yeah.
They had 7 girls and 4 boys. Yeah. So
well, I have 2 tias here then.
Yeah,
you have 2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Y'all are primos.
Oh my God. I thought we mentioned that. Oh my God. I could have sworn we told you that. All late and shit. Yes, we're cousins. Yes, we're primos. So it's cool.
What a cool podcast.
Oh my God. This better be a clip.
I'm going to edit this to go to the front.
We're primos. We're actually double because my mom and her mom are sisters, and my dad and her dad are half brothers. So like we're double related.
Double cousins.
Double primas.
Yeah.
Did you grow up super close? Because
we're like
on both
siblings
sides.
over there. And we always say that me and her look more alike than us and our actual siblings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So yes, we're cousins.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? My grandma and her sister married my grandpa and his brother, and it's the same thing. My dad grew up really close to those cousins. They're like siblings in their eyes.
I know. It's always like double cousins. It's like it's not like a incest thing. That's not what it is.
Explain it.
No, my parents met at their wedding. That's why.
But is it like, are you genetically basically siblings? Like, what does that look like? I guess not, because they're half brothers.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we did the 23andMe, remember?
Yeah.
Like, you guys
that.
Yeah, we had a high percentage of the same.
Dang.
Yeah. So we should have started with that.
We're cousins.
That's how nervous we are, okay?
They were extremely, so was I. Especially these 2.
We're like, oh my God, fangirl over here. I know. That's why I was so glad when my husband was like, I'm going to come to help you. I'm like, oh my God.
Same here though. I was like,
Thank
coming.
But yeah.
That's so cool. The family parties must be lit because y'all hang out. Y'all talk
we have so many cousins.
And there's so many of you.
We've had a few cousins on the show too. And, like we hear like other stories, and it's been really cool. It's been like a blessing. Like this has been so fun.
We had an uncle and her mom.
Oh yeah. So we had a Theo and my mom were on too. And so
that makes so much sense. You even said like our cousins listen to it, and I thought it was like y'all's individual cousins.
Oh my God, guys!
I didn't know y'all
were cousins.
And you were like, "Oh yeah, my mom probably because your mom shares." I was like, "Wow, their moms must be close."
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, we should lead with that, guys. Okay. Yeah, we're cousins. And we.
I love that you read Tías and Primas.
Literally. Because we were like, oh, that's so and so or that's so and so, And I suggest everybody read it so you can tell. We should put that on the Instagram. Be like, which one of these are you? Like vote. That would be cool.
Be
oh yeah, can we do that?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, we'll do that.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. But that's why this is it is the way it is, because we all know like number one is that we suck at communication. That's something that we all are like, we suck, we're learning as adults, and then we're all going through our healing journey. So that's why we actually started the podcast, is because we all started healing, and then it just came up into this, and like I was an add-on at the last minute, and then I was like, how did I become the main speaker? And I was the add-on.
He's the host.
I'm the main one to talk. But we've been at it for like a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, the original name was something else. It was the Primo's Loft. So that would have been like a very obvious.
Yeah.
But we went with,
Yeah. Yeah, we're taking back the name of Loco and Loca, which I know you have a tattoo. Loca tattoo, huh?
Yeah.
Here you go. I love it. Oh my god. I know. That's why I was like, I seen it at the thing, and I was like, that's so cool. See, we're about to come. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're taking the locas and locos back. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that.
So, we're just here with the family treatment. Just kidding, guys. We only talk about ourselves. Yeah. So we're like all in different journeys on our healing. We all go to different therapy. Like I go to IFS therapy, which is internal family systems.
Me too.
Oh my God.
That's mine. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like right here. And you know what's funny is that I mentioned my therapist and I like bonded over it. She said that your Tías and Primas book is like IFS because it's all the different parts that everybody has. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about it. Now I have to go back and reread it because now I have a different lens to read it. And it's so true. It's so true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Oh my God.
We have a lot of moments.
Yes, definitely. And then these two do EMDR.
The same therapist.
Yeah, they have the same therapist because they're both veterans too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm so sorry. That's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, mentally. Yeah. So that's why we started, and that's why like the whole storytelling thing like really hit about you being like, you guys are storytellers, because it's like, what? But
I'm like, I don't know how to read.
Like audiobooks. Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh. I was gonna ask you, with Tías and Primas and for Brown Girls, did you have a better experience with one and the other? Like, were you like with Tías and Primas like, okay, I have the flow of it and now I know how it goes, or was it just the same for both?
Brown Girls was really hard to write. Not only because it was my first book and I didn't know if I could do it. I'm also like really, I'm sorry this keeps making noises. I'm gonna quit that. Okay. I'm also I have like a problem with perfectionism. And so that's like your worst enemy if you're trying to finish a book, because your perfectionist self will always be like, it's not ready. And so it was really scary to turn it in. It was really scary to write it. It was also it's one thing to write blog posts and captions. I think it's a different world when you write a book. I don't know what it is, but something in my brain was like, oh, it's out there now forever. Which, like, it was always out there in the blog. It was always going to be out there. Like, you can still find things in captions, but I've also seen, I'm a MySpace kid. Like, I know that social media pages die. So there was a permanence in a book that was really scary. And I was saying things and writing things that I'd never told anyone before. Like, I'd never told anybody that a boy dated me because it was a dare. I didn't tell anybody that. I just kept it and I just kept going. So writing that stuff down, my body started to fight it. And so I developed a rash that I still get. I get every day. It's at night. And I get a rash all over my body. It moves around to different spots. It looks like mosquito bites, but clusters of them. And I started getting that writing Brown Girls, because the way that we talk about it in therapy, my therapist thinks that my body was telling me to shut the fuck up. And so my body was fighting me as I was writing that stuff. Tías and Primas, I also wrote Brown Girls in 5 months, and that was scary and fast. So Brown Girls, I gave myself 2 years, and the lens was different. In Brown Girls, it's all I, me. This is what I did. This is what I write. And Tías and Primas, I say you a lot. I utilize the you. to turn the lens outward, which felt less suffocating to me. Sharing personal stories and staying in me, my body didn't like it. So Tías and Primas felt easier in that sense. I also knew I could write a book by then. I felt more confident for sure in Tías and Primas. And I had to get there because so Brown Girls, I submitted, and then it takes a year for them to print the book and then be in publication. So I spent that whole year processing everything I've written, thinking about like everything people are going to pick apart. And then also talking with my therapist about like, okay, how do you contain this anxiety? How do you soothe this internal voice that's telling you that you're dumb, that what you wrote was stupid? So like I spent a long time working on that so that when Tías and Primas came, I had all these tools already and I was prepared to utilize them versus like learning on the fly.
That's crazy about your rash, like how your body, because it's true, right? Your body, that's what I learned in IFS. It's like your body hides things from you. I have all these protectors and it's like, oh no, we're not going to let that happen. Like there's been times even in my sessions where it's like with IFS, for those of you that don't know, it's like you're closing your eyes and you're talking to the parts of you that are showing up. And there's times where I'll be in it and then I just open my eyes and she's like, oh, that part did not like you going there. And it's like, I'm done talking about that because it'll just be like, oh, my eyes open and I'm like,
reaction.
Oh. Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, we got kicked out. They're like, no, you're going too far. Don't do that. Yeah. You don't realize how much trauma and how much stuff stays in your body. Wow. Especially like for women, like we carry it like in your pelvis and like stuff like that, like because that was something that remember when I went to Tulum and I did a sobada maya because I was like, maybe something will, back when we were trying to have a kid, maybe I have too much going on in there, like all the trauma is staying in there. And so that's why I was like, okay, well, let's try this. But like I had never realized how much of that stuff stays in your body until like doing that and then IFS too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for me, it was in my house, I wasn't allowed to have a lie. Like I wasn't allowed to be sad or angry or have like problems in my life because my mom would always be like, you have a great life. Like if you follow Jesus Christ, then nothing's wrong. If you're praying, then there was like a lot of that stuff. So I remember like being really sad and crying, but I would have to pretend nothing was wrong in front of my parents. And because of stuff that happened in school and hormones, like you're just like you're developing and that stuff's normal, but I wasn't allowed to feel. Even when I got divorced, I never showed like my parents that I was sad, which they were very surprised. They were like, I didn't even know that you were struggling. I was like, because you've never made it safe for me to say things to you. So me saying all the things that I did say in the book was like, no, you're not supposed to do this. This isn't safe. This isn't okay.
That's so crazy. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's sad.
Yeah. Not feeling safe. That's why like with being a tia, I always like, I make it a point to tell the kids, like, if you want to talk about something, like I tell them I'm in therapy. I tell them that I take medication for my mental health and I make it the normal. So then they know that they have somebody to talk to and that they know my sisters do a good job about giving them a safe place to talk about things. And it's like, we get to raise these kids how we didn't get, like, what we didn't get. And so it's like, I'm healing my inner child by providing you a safe space that I didn't have back when I was a kid. And it's so cool to be like, okay, we're healing ourselves by doing this. I'm always like, heal your inner niña, give her whatever she wants. I buy so many things that I'm like, this is so fun. Like, let's color with my niece and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. I do I'm the favorite tia of all my nieces. And I learn all the family stuff that my brother and my brother-in-law, like what they don't want me to know. I know it all because the girls are always like, because I do. I'm just like, I'm not going to judge you. Nothing you can say. I won't. And I tell them my rule is as long as they're not being unsafe, I'm not going to tattle on them or tell their parents on them. So they tell me everything.
That's so nice. It's a nice feeling to be like, you're a place of safety for them.
Yeah.
Big time. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more questions? Or do you guys want to get deep?
Let's get deep.
We call it getting deep. We read a card from this set of cards and we just read the question and give our answers. So we call it getting deep. Okay.
Get deep. Alrighty. Are you scared or excited about getting older?
Ooh. I'm excited. Like it's scary a little bit because it's like I'm getting older, my parents are getting older, but I'm excited because I'm like, ooh, on this new journey, and it's like, okay, where am I gonna go? Like, where is life gonna take me from here? Because it's like my life is my own.
Yeah, it is.
I've actually thought about this recently.
Really?
Yeah.
And I said that my 50s are going to be my glory years.
You can go live in one of those. Yeah.
Oh, live in a retirement home, like the seniors.
Oh my God.
Living it up.
Yeah. They got high STD rates, so be careful. They be getting it on over there.
I only have 10 years to go, guys.
Oh my God.
You're gonna see me disappear after. Least of the planet.
You're like, Rene's over there, and he don't leave his neighborhood. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Yeah,
I'm close, damn.
Oh my God. I know. Yeah, it's true.
I think I was excited. I was excited, thinking like, oh, I'm going to be able to retire. I'm going to be able to do this and that and this and that. And now that it's like actually happening, or like, we're getting, older, and it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to retire. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So it is a little scary, but it is exciting also because, I mean, it's, at least for me, like, yes, I have my daughter and everything. And, she just started high school. So it'll be, a good 4 years before I can actually make a huge, decision on what I want to do. But just like knowing that, like, hey, in 4 years, like I literally can just go anywhere without the obligation of having, my child and everything. So that sense, it is exciting, but definitely scary.
We all got new brains too, because when we started therapy, we said we got new brains, so we're excited.
Seriously.
Yeah. We're all new people. What about you, Prisca?
I think I'm feeling that your answer. I'm excited. I'm 40. I just turned 40, and so it's exciting, and I love. They say like. Supposedly, right? You make the most money in your 40s. That's like the average. So I'm excited because I'm like, retirement is expensive, and like going to a home is expensive. So putting like, actually saying numbers, being like, oh, I need to have this amount to be ready to do that. And the time is nearing more than before. So it's scary practically, but it's also, I think it's very exciting. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're all excited. That's good. Scared for the state of the world. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being on here. We're so excited to have
fun.
you. I know.
Yeah.
So fun. I know. So
you guys
excited.
were numbers for nothing.
I know. But still, I know. We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
It's like
me here.
having another prima.
You're
Just
your
talking,
honorary prima.
talking.
You're the guest loca over here.
Love it.
Thank you so much. You have no idea. Like I said, it took me like 6 months to get the courage to do it, and I'm so glad that I did.
Candy. I'm so proud of you. I'm like legit proud of you, because this was like this was something for you. This was something big for you. So to actually see it happen, like, good job.
Thank you. I know. See, my new brain.
Yeah,
It's my new brain. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to use 211 for local resources. In our next episode, we're going to actually talk about EMDR therapy. So tune in for that one. Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.